welcome to Big Red Journeys. I'm your host, Big Red, and on today's journey, we're back here at LEGOLAND California, but specifically for the SEA LIFE Aquarium. I've actually been in here before, but not for the channel, so I figured, you know what, it's a perfect opportunity. We're gonna go in and I'll show you pretty much a little bit of everything. Hopefully there's some of the events we can also see in there, and maybe even a keeper talk. Outside of that, we're just gonna have a good old time. So if you care to follow along me on this journey, let's go. Start your dive. So before we enter into the aquarium, we're gonna go into this little showroom, and it's gonna transfer you to the aquarium. It's like we're on a little adventure. So throughout the day, they have different little sea life presentations. You see, very much is on the hour, every hour. You got things like Typo All-Stars, a reptile encounter, radical rays. So we're here a little bit past 3. We missed the reptile encounter at 3, but we can still catch ocean discovery at 4 and seaside story time at 5. And before you go in, don't forget to pick up your dive logbook. Inside the aquarium, there's little dive stations, and you're gonna find the dive station, do the little activity, and then get your little dive stamp right there. Once you do all 9 of them, go back up here to the front where you'll redeem a prize for your dive log. They do the timing to kind of just pulse people through the aquarium. Realistically speaking, it only takes you about half hour, maybe 45 minutes with little ones. If you really read everything and took your time, it could be about an hour to an hour and a half. So they just do this to kind of pulse groups in. They do them in small groups of maybe like 12 to 20 at the very most. And now it's our time. Let's go. So you see we're now in a bright orange submarine, not a yellow one, no copyright here. And here we go. Now we're entered into the aquarium and we're in the freshwater zone. One thing that I love about this aquarium is that you're going to find out that all the little sections of the aquarium are themed. Not going too far, but that one's kind of themed of like the piers and the harbor. So there's like pylons and ship pieces and whatnot. Here's freshwater. So all the little creatures you're going to see in here are ones you see like in fresh riverbeds, water lakes, etc. throughout the world. And look, they even got this cool little nifty slide here, which I'm going to use right now. Ready, set, and go! Woo! Woo! Ah. And throughout the aquarium, look for these little tablets here. You can actually click on some of the fish and animals on here and to give you like some more facts about where to find them. But it's pretty cool, and you can see like all the different creatures that are inside this aquarium. Looks like we got some brown bullheads, green sunfishes, some perches. Here we go. We got some big old catfishes over there. Look at those guys. Look at those Pacific pond turtles. They're just resting, warming up underneath the little warming lights. And then when you go into each of the rooms, like I said, they're themed to a certain area or like specific bodies of water. So the freshwater here, they're going to give you some of the little key facts, threats that are affecting our current environment, and what you can do to also help protect and preserve. Going into the next room, this is going to be the harbor areas. So you're going to see a lot of the theming based upon like, you know, the harbors, the marinas, and the bays. Like they got this aquarium right here that's got like the pylons from the harbor. There's a boat with the captain. Aye, aye, sir. Oh, and look, there we got a leopard shark swimming through this one. I see some white sea bass. I see a dogfish, or smoothhound, I should say, smoothhound. Oh, and look at that. We got a green Moray Eel. A couple of them. Looks like they're just resting out there in the open. Well, that one just bumped into them, but the other two behind them are resting. Oh, those two must be in love, because look at it. It's a Moray. Oh, and look, they even got one of those little bubble displays right there. You can stick your head and look underneath in the aquarium. That's pretty cool. This is dive station number 1, so just take your dive log, find dive station 1, put it underneath the stamp, like so. And look what we got. Looks like it is a fish that matches the little orange icon over there. One of the newest residences here to SEA LIFE Aquarium is the giant Pacific octopus. Let's see if we can find her. I see some beautiful green anemones, some red ones, a bunch of sea stars around. But where, oh where, could my GPO gone? But I think I see something that looked like a rock, but it's not. Right there. I love the theming here. I mean, look at this. They even got a little miniature version of the Bixby Bridge. The one that I've actually been over and driven over that before up in Monterey Bay, up by Big Sur area. Another little aquarium that's supposed to kind of look like the beaches of Venice or Huntington Beach area. Got a open lobster trap over there. I see a swell shark. Let's see if we can find them. There in the grass right there. It's really hard to tell, but you can see some of the spotting camouflage of them. There, speaking of swell sharks, I know that there's an exhibit about this later. We'll go check it out. But look, right in between the grass, let's see if I can try to point it out for you. Right around in there, that is what is called a mermaid purse or a swell shark egg. Swell sharks are one of the few sharks in the world that actually lay eggs. Most of the sharks give live births, but some actually provide little eggs like that, and the little embryo is growing inside. So, small school of opal eyes. How you doing, buddies? Oh, a bright orange thing in the back over there is our state fish, the Garibaldi, one of my favorite fishes. Beautiful, bright orange. And then the young, when they're when they're a little bit bigger, when they're born, they're pretty much a lot of purple. So it's just a very beautiful, orange and purple combination. And look, we found dive station number 2. And looks like, I'm going to guess we ended up with a sea turtle. Yes, we did. And dive station number 2 is right here in this beautiful blue aquarium full of sardines that are just swimming in a circle. It's kind of hypnotizing, to be honest with you. Moving in, this is the Sea at Night exhibit. This is going to be the part where, sometimes have you ever been to the beach and at night and you see the waves and there's the bioluminescence, the lighting in the water. But we got some shrimp here and some fish that have, they color correct to the black UV light that's up there at the top of the tank. You can see them really nice and bright. And now we see some light at the end of the tunnel. Well, it's because we got a touch pool over there. Look at that. So that is where we can actually get to touch some of the tide pool creatures. So let's take a look at what we got here. I see some sea stars, some green anemones, some abalone. There they are. And good to know, if you ever need to, there is a restroom here and changing station. And I love how Legoland just puts these little Lego characters all around, but this one is my absolute favorite. Look at it, got 3 red crabs and 1 white one because he's got sunscreen on. So he's been good protected from the sun while the other one's got burnt red. And now we're on to the next section. This one looks a little bit more industrial, like it's like a sea base or something like that. Oh, yeah, I see one of the little sea diver Lego figurines over there. So this is supposed to be like one of the diving Lego sections. Oh, but before we go on, dive station number 3. And sure enough, it's a sea star. This one I always find very interesting. There's what's called a pinecone fish. They call them the pinecone because, the patternization on them looks like a pine cone. Oh, here's one that just came up to visit and say hi, look. That gives us a better view of what I mean when I say pinecone fish. Look, doesn't the patternization look just like a pine cone? And then what aquarium is not complete without at least some sort of moon jelly display, as we see right here. Now, one thing I always find important that we need to really express here is that with jellyfish, these look like just plastic bags, don't they? Kind of just floating in water. That, unfortunately, is the same mistake that a lot of creatures, including like sea turtles, make, where they eat jellyfish, but they may mistake a floating discarded bag in the water and eat that and end up choking, and they die. So we need to really make sure that those plastic bags and pieces of trash are put in their proper receptacles. Recycle them, reuse them, throw them away properly so that we don't have this in our waterways. We saw one mermaid purse earlier. This is the aquarium that I was talking about back then, where they had some other mermaid purses and some of the other eggs. Like this one right here is from a bamboo shark. This one is from a swell shark, very similar to the one that we saw over there. There's a really large one from a zebra shark. Look at that. Another bamboo shark one. I'm assuming these are all been hatched, most likely. Look at that very large zebra shark one. Look at that. I really like this one because this particular aquarium has coral restoration happening in progress. So these are just little bits and baby pieces of coral that they're trying to regrow. As we know, coral is actually an accumulation of very different, unique little organisms that they grow together, become one large one. So they are living organisms. And even then, they got some pretty fish in there. And over there, this pretty one is called a Mandarin Fish. See if I can try to kind of point him out. He's right there. He's got some beautiful blue and teal and orange. Here's one of the viewing windows for the very large open water aquarium. Got some sharks swimming up there. But look who came to join us. Moray Eel up here. Look how close he is. It's a little dark, hard to see him, but there he is. And the opening of their mouth is not to scare things. It's actually what they're doing. They open their mouth and then they close. It's actually to push water through their gills so they can breathe. And here we got dive station number 4. And it is a sea anemone. Also right here next to dive station 4, you got this cool little nifty paper guide that's going to show you a lot of the different creatures that are inside the large aquarium. You got things like blacktip reef sharks, spotted eagle rays, cownose rays, zebra sharks, brown banded bamboo sharks, reef sharks, and then the Queensland grouper, that's the big guy. Queenie is, I believe, what's her name. Got stouts, surgeon majors, yellow tangs, batfishes. So it's nifty to pick this up as well. And again, it's right here next to dive station 4. Here we got the little water tunnel. We're going to go in through there later. But here's another bubble dome you can get a good view from. Got some Lego characters diving. Got one on a sea scooter over there. A little bit off in the distance, but there is a spotted eagle ray. He is actually eating. What they do is that they have these crushing plate jaws. They go into the sand, they find little shellfish, mollusks, clams, whatever the case is, grab them and crush them with their mouth, just like this. And the ironic part too is when they crush the shells and everything, this is actually what becomes of the sand and the gravel you see at the bottom of aquariums. That's what you get. My favorite of all the sea dwellers, sharks. The most misunderstood as well too. They're not man-eaters. Actually, sharks only accumulate for a very small percentage, actually like less than 100 deaths per year, if not that. So, and most of these ones here, these are definitely not man-eaters. These are just going to be fish eaters. Reef sharks, white tip, black tip reef sharks, shovel-nosed guitarfishes. And that guy right there is a unicorn fish. You can probably guess as to why he got that name. I call him the Jimmy Durante. And there's an example of what I was saying earlier. That ray just had a little bit of bite to eat, and then all the shell and the gravel and the sand is now going to the bottom of the seafloor. Yeah, and this is where one of the presentations is going to be, right here in front of the convex display window, where you get a nice beautiful view of inside the very large aquarium. One of the aquarists is going to come out and talk to us and talk to us a little bit about all the different inhabitants of this aquarium, including Queenie, the Queensland grouper. How you doing?
Lily, I'm an educator here at Sea Life, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the animals in our 200,000 gallon ocean habitat. You can see Queenie, our Queensland grouper, is right here. She likes to steal the show oftentimes. She is very personable. She loves our reptiles when we bring them out for our reptile encounters. You can actually see her spots right now. When we bring our reptiles out, those spots will get a lot brighter. It's called flashing her spots. It's what she does when she's curious. She's like, what's that? We'll let the turtles kind of walk around. And they're like, she's like really curious. She's like, she'll follow them along the thing. She loves them. She's super cool. Sharks lose a lot of teeth in their lifetime. The great white shark loses about 30,000 teeth in its lifetime. It is so they can keep their teeth nice and sharp so they can cut up those fish. So this is a great white shark tooth. Big, right? If you guys want to pass this around, this is all.
Oh, it looks like we're about to enter into a shipwreck over here. But before we do, dive station number 5. And I have a feeling it's a shark. Yep, all right. Got some beautiful pretty fish in here, including a clownfish. Most famous, of course, for that little film about some guy who got lost. What was his name? Pablo?
Your son Chico?
Nemo.
Right, got it.
I like that they got this like the old wood in here. It really makes you feel like you're kind of going into a shipwreck. Got the lighting over here with the water effect. It's pretty cool. Look, they even got like, this aquarium's got like a rusted out old cannon and cannonballs. Now this aquarium, while I don't like it, it's actually important to make note of this. So this one in particular has lionfishes. So beautiful as they can be, in recent years, they've become a very popular pet for some of the exotic saltwater aquarists. But the problem is that they're an invasive species. People take them, they don't take care of them, and then they release them out into the wild. And guess what's happening is that they're eating the young of some other native fish. And then those populations can grow because they have these invasive guys who pretty much have no predators because obviously they themselves are venomous. So while pretty as can be, definitely would never recommend these guys as pets at all. Please keep that in mind if you are thinking of getting yourself some fish for an aquarium. Dragon Moray Eel, if you take a look at the large green one, he's about right there. A dragon Moray Eel, he's popping his head in every so often. There's some other Moray Eels, there's a whole bunch of them in here, but I can't seem to find them. I have a feeling they're inside this pod, which is too large, or maybe somewhere back there. Oh, there he is, he really made himself presence known. So we found one over here, a snowflake moray. Look at him. There's a little guy hiding in this one. So now we'll go up to the second floor. We did the easy way. My knee's hurting, so we did the elevator. But there is a stairwell up to here. We're the second part of the aquarium. And look, we got dive station number 6 to greet us. And it's a clownfish. If you are a fan of the University of Texas, you will be a fan of these fish, the Longhorn Cowfish. You can see how they got their names like that, right? Got some bird wrasses. This guy with the funny looking beak. Very pretty of a fish though. Love the colors. And I like this aquarium because it has a little wave machine in the back over there. So it's kind of funny to see these guys just like rock back and forth like they're surfing. Makes sense that there's a lifeguard on duty. Well, he's sleeping right now, so not doing too good of a job. There must be something very important, very special inside this aquarium because all these Pajama Cardinal fishes are pointed the same way. Look at this. I don't know, maybe they're looking at that big old shrimp in the back. And look at these little guys down there at the bottom. Spotted garden eels. Look how cute they are. And a very nice, beautiful top view of the large aquarium that we just passed. The theme of this one is like that of Mesoamerica. You got the jungles of the Yucatan. Got the temple. This is supposed to be kind of like the temple of Chichen Itza. And I've actually been there back at the top of the pyramid, back when they used to allow you to go up there. Got some old temple ruins. And let's see what we got inside here. Looks like these guys are Eastern fiddler race. Oh, and a school of something just passes by. A school of look-downs just passes by. Look at that. Oh, there's one of the blue spotted rays right there. Oh, dive station number 7. Tisbe a ray. And going inside the temple, we see seahorses. But first I actually see a scarlet skunk cleaner shrimp over there. Very large guy. But let's see if we can find a seahorse. Oh, I see one right over here. And these guys, pot-bellied seahorses. Now, I'm going to take a guess. Obviously, they got some big old bellies. But if you know anything about seahorses, I'm going to impart a fact onto you here. Males are the ones that give birth. Yes, that is correct. While the females are the ones that actually have the eggs, what they do is that at a certain point, they transfer the eggs from the female to the male inside their little bellies, and then the males are the ones that actually incubate the eggs inside their very large, especially brooding pouches. And I have a feeling that this is what's happening with these guys here. I think these ones might be males that have eggs in them. And we got dive station number 8. It's a seahorse. Who would have thunk it? And the last room before we leave is Shark Mission Control. This one's pretty cool because they got like a little interactive game. You can be a shark and swim through and avoid some obstacles and get some food and get bigger. They got these 2 beautiful aquariums. These have some very tropical fish. I see a blue tang right there. That is the dory fish. Yes, that is the one. Got some more clownfish in the back. Some brain coral, some fan coral, cleaner shrimp of some sort back there. They even got some examples of, again, some of the shark eggs. There's a swell shark, a horn shark, a palouette shark, nurse shark. They got a leopard shark statue right here. Various types of shark teeth. These are little reef sharks. Got a white shark tooth, a megalodon tooth, and again, another one of those crushing plate teeth like the horn shark and swell sharks have. Now this is definitely not a megalodon. A megalodon most likely look like a very, very large white shark, gray white shark. This one here, if this is a gray white shark, this is probably a juvenile, probably no longer than 12 to 14 feet long. Megalodons actually got up to 50 feet in length. So just imagine, we'd be talking about 3 to 4 of these in a row. And we got one last one to do, dive station number 9. And it is a recycle logo. And then we caught it right before it closed, but this is the Ocean Journey Cafe. It's at pretty much the very end of the aquarium. Currently right now they only have some quick grab and go food items. Like here you got some milks and some waters. You got some sandwiches and some salads. Snacks such as popcorn and chips. And even have some adult beverages. I see some beer and kombucha. But they also do serve hot food. Not right now. I do know that's kind of like depending more. Once it gets to the busier time of the year, closer to spring and summer, you'll see the hot food kitchen more open, more prepared in making items like that. And then of course, it always has to exit into a gift shop, right? Got some marine life themed Legos. Like this one, this is actually a pretty cool little shark set. I like that with a crab. Got a nautical pirates. You can shiver me bricks. And of course, stuffed animals. Hey, that belongs in a different park. So now that we got our dive log finished, we just come back up here to the front, and then one of the MCs is going to give us our prize. So there is a variety of prizes that you do get. Sometimes it's a pop badge, sometimes it's a pencil. Today, it's a thing of applesauce. That's not too bad. Well, that's going to do it for this journey here at LEGOLAND California at the Sea Life Aquarium. I had a swimmingly good time. I hope you did as well too watching the video. It's fun to show you around. I'm a big fan of the marine life. I've been a diver for many, many years, so the ocean is a second home to me. So hopefully walking around, showing you the little fun things to do here is going to be something that you and your family are going to enjoy on your next visit to LEGOLAND California. If you did enjoy it, give me a huge thumbs up on the video. Second, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And third, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single future journey. I got a lot more planned for 2023. We just started the year off, and hopefully we started off right. Also follow me on social media at Big Red Journeys, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. So from me to you, thank you. Someone get me out of this cage, and I'll see you on the next journey. Bye-bye now.